Hey guys, in this video I will show you two battles of AOW3 birthday tournament. Okay, so in the first replay my opponent will be this player. So first let's start the battle. Now we have ancestral land, and for this map you see the map is very close to two bases are very close to each other. So in this map we usually do not prefer using vertex or something like that right away. Rather we prefer using smaller units like these ones. Okay, so first we're gonna scout their base. Now you see here I am going for hammers and heavy assaults. Since he's using Fortress, and using Fortress he initially collected quite a lot of resource containers and also the first big boxes that gave him some big advantage. Now you see we're attacking using hammer and infantries, but he also has infantries at his base, and using them he's trying to repel me as hard as he can. Okay, and using heavy assaults was not that much of a good choice because he was using assault infantries. Now you see we're gonna attack from this side at his base end, meanwhile gathering our units at this location as well. Lots of assaults and cyclones too. Alright, so you see more assaults and cyclones are coming, and we have 4 fortress, 1 fire assault, and before even landing this fire assault's dying while being on the air because there are just too many of these assault infantries. However, we will now try to move. Now you see even for this 4 fortress they did kill a lot of assault infantries, a lot of them. Okay, so finally he's retreating. Now we are having Typhoon, Fire Assault, and Fortress, considering their tactic. And meanwhile, we also attacked this side. We already destroyed one of their supply centers, and 2 more supply centers are being left here. And we see that he has Cyclone and Assault, and a lot of assaults has been diminished because of the previous attack that I did. Alright, so now we're gonna gather our units here. And here goes another battle. You see in this fight. Now I'm trying to use my fire assault to kill down the assault infantries of the enemy. However, the fire assaults are hardly being able to reach there, but the fortress, because of its heavy armor, is able to do a lot of things. Now we're gonna collect these containers as well. Now you see since it provides a lots of containers, those who dominate the map usually wins. And you will see in the next battle I also lost, and because of the same problem. But if you see at this time I used Fortress and Fire Assaults. Fire Assaults did not give me that much success, but you will see because of the Fortress I managed to have a lot of success. And at this moment you can say the green player does not have any opportunity to repel my attack, so he will quit at this point. Okay, now then for the next battle, the opponent will be this guy, Medical Masks, and this guy played very well. I will say this guy played very accurately. Well, my gaming was not accurate, but I also tried to win hard. Anyway, now we're gonna collect the resource containers, and unfortunately some mistake initially. If I did not make this mistake, I could have collected this one more container. And also I could have been faster here. Another mistake here. Now initially resources are very important. Now you see we are both sending assaults trying to collect the big container, and now here he sent a fortress to collect the big container that contains 3 resource container. We scouted their base, still HQ level 1, and did not go HQ level 2, while I spent my resources on supply centers and going for HQ level 2, but I missed the big container. Now even new containers came here. I tried to prevent this fortress, tried to enter into the container zone using assaults, but so many assaults died. But still the fortress survived because of its heavy armor. Fortress has type 3 armor, so that's very dangerous for infantries. Now You see, initially he got a lot of resource advantages over me. Firstly, I did some mistake, and also using fortress was also important. Now you see, what are they doing? My fortress is firing, and the fire of my fortress is actually killing down my own assault infantries. They're damaging them, and also he's using the fortress, you see. So infantries are not being much useful against fortress. So there is another big resource losses going on here. Now I retreated back just to get the good position. Now I got too greedy and went too close to the enemy base, and now the enemy will repeat the same action that I did. Now they're following us, and meanwhile we are taking huge damage. Assault infantries, hammers, and fortress. So that's he's doing right now. Now he managed to have this much advantage because I did some mistake. Now here I got some good number of containers, and now I'm gonna upgrade my barracks into level 2 and going to have hammers and cyclones as well. Okay, he's trying very hard to dominate the map. Okay, now another battle is going on here. Using the movements, they're able to dodge the rockets of the heavy assaults. Now we will see how much useful heavy assaults will be against fortress when the enemy is using them in a mass number. Now since I have a large number of units, it's always better to engage in the large number of units battle when you are uh, at your base, and that's some big mistake I did, and every time I fought at his base. So this just had placed my units away, and this gave him a good chance to make some good effect. Now you see heavy assaults are actually trying and doing much better than the assault infantries. However, they are an easy target for the assault infantries. Enemy assault can easily take them down, and so you will say that against moving fortress they're not actually that much effective. So I'll have just hammer to counter the vehicles for both fortress and hammers, and since there is cyclone, so I will need typhoon. Now you see, because of all these battles that I lost, I actually lost a lot of resources, so that has really placed me in a bad shape. Because if you see same faction battle, so if you're in trouble from behind and the enemy doesn't give you any chance, you can hardly make a comeback. Now we will see that they're using the same kind of units: fortress, hammers, and cyclones, and also adding supply centers having HQ level 3, while I am still HQ level 2 and lagging resources, and the enemy is collecting all the unknown string. Okay, and I'm not being able to because I have less units. That's the problem. Especially in this tournament, if you are behind once, you definitely gonna lag behind and you will not have a chance to counter. So he also used the cyclone to scout. Now I'm gonna send some batch of units at here, and now he tried to come here and see if I have units here. Okay, now one cyclone saw, and unfortunately all his units were at his base. I thought they were at the middle. I should have checked before attacking, because any wrong engagements cost you your entire units. So that's gonna be very problematic. I managed to destroy one building, but I guess that's not worth it. I definitely took more losses. However, at least this was one attack that actually did something. But there are still a lot of cyclones, you see, and considering the number of vehicles the enemy have at this moment, I doesn't have much to do. Now I'm using fire assaults, seeing some assaults from the enemy at the beginning, which was another mistake. Fire assaults against fortress are not very useful, so I should have gone for more vehicles. So if you're playing confederation against confederation, you should go for vehicles, because infantries are not gonna be more useful than vehicles. However, infantries might be useful, but against resistance faction, for the same faction battle, it's preferable that you use only your vehicles more carefully. So I had all kinds of units and HQ level 3, but I was late in the formation, and I also made infantries, which was not that much useful. and he was able to collect resources more efficiently, and also he did anticipate my attack, and he only engaged in a right position when I was near his base. So because of those uh, combination, and because of those careful movements, he was able to overpower me. So that's all for this video.